What's going on, YouTube? So beside me, I have a pretty important truck. This is the refreshed 2022 GMC Sierra 1500 Denali Ultimate. So this is the fully loaded Mac Daddy version of the Sierra, and really a big thing about this is going to be that updated interior design that brings it in line with the top rivals like the Ram 1500 in terms of luxury. So let's go ahead and get into our auto show first look of the refreshed 2022 Sierra 1500. Now the front design for this Sierra 1500 has been modified a little bit. You're probably noticing some of those design changes. It's not completely radical, but they have done a few elements to make it look a little bit more modern, freshen it up, make it compete better against some of the competition. So let's talk about your grille. This is the Denali Ultimate, as I mentioned earlier. So up here in the grille area, you do have a blacked out kind of, it's almost like a black chrome. It is a really good looking grille design. I'm noticing that you have some shiny elements going on. You have a really new texture going on for this grille design. We have big GMC branding right here in the front. And then for our headlights, you will notice that it integrates into this part of the grille. It flows right into the daytime running light, which does have a new bracket shape for this refreshed model. And then you're also probably going to notice that we have projector style LED headlights down below that. And then for the lower area, you will notice it's kind of hard to see on this model because we do have a silver tester unit, but this one right here does have the chrome lower area, which I imagine would look really, really good if you go for a blacked out version. And then we're also gonna have chrome tow hooks right here in the front. Now, what's ultimate about a Denali Ultimate if it doesn't have some awesome wheels? So you're gonna notice that we have new designs for this 2022 refresh model. This is gonna be a mostly black design. However, we have some chrome accenting here on the outside edges. And the thing I wanna point out about these is that these are like a matte finish. It's not gonna be shiny, it's just gonna have a really cool design to it. I haven't really seen very many wheels that look like this, and I'm a huge fan of it. Now, coming up, you will notice that we have a new Ultimate badge that says the 6.2 liter. I guess that gives you a little spoiler alert for what's under the hood. And then we're also gonna have our Denali badge right there, as well as some power deploying running boards. And then we're gonna have a chrome capped mirror. We're also gonna have our signature lighting element that we've grown accustomed to on the previous, or the pre-refresh model. And we're also gonna have blind spot monitoring. Now I think the back design is not going to change quite as much as the front and the interior, which we will talk about in just a second, but you know, we do have that signature Sierra look, which I've always been a really big fan of. We have LED taillights on the outside edges. They don't seem like they're changed too much. However, in terms of your bed, of course, you're going to have your signature multi-pro tailgate, so you can have all your different configurations. All of that is just going to be your typical GMC Sierra vibe, so nothing too much to talk about here. And then you do have your standard bed. As you can see, this particular model with the Denali Ultimate package is probably going to be limited to the crew cab as well as the 5.5 foot bed if I had to give it a guess. Not completely sure about that, but that's probably more than likely correct. And then we do also have this fold up thing for a bed extension if you're hauling something a little bit longer. But I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's go ahead and check out that interior. As you can see, you do have the power deploying running boards. And I have to say, wow, 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 getting into this cabin of the GMC Sierra, the refreshed, fully loaded Mac Daddy Denali Ultimate. Holy moly. This is a completely different experience. I have to tell you, we've reviewed the GMC Sierra quite a few times, and the Denali Ultimate was always a very nice interior. However, GMC has just taken it up notch after notch after notch. They've done a lot different with this cabin. So let's go ahead and dive deep into that and see if this is maybe the most luxurious truck cabin you can get nowadays. So we'll start with the material quality. Of course, that's very important for a luxury truck like this. So our entire upper dashboard is going to be made of a nice leather material. We also have a stitching detail as well as a piping through that. And then if we drop down below that, you will notice this material. This is made of a metal. It's a texturized metal material. It might be aluminum. I'm not exactly sure. We'll have to check on that. And then we have open pore wood trim. And not only is this open pore wood trim, you also have a specific design in the open pore wood that also matches with what you're going to see in the seat back. So these seats are gorgeous. These are some of the nicest seats I've ever seen in a pickup truck. We have Ultimate branding here in the back. They are two-tone. We have the black outside edge, we have brown interior, white piping, we have some cowboy stitching through here, and just the overall design of this oozes luxury. Now, going back over here, we have some leather trim on this lower area that extends down to the center console, which of course you did not have before. And then just overall, in terms of the design, it has been brought a lot more upscale for this refreshed model. And wow, look at the door trim. GMC has really stepped up their game in terms of the door trim. From the top down, here we go. We have leather trim, which is of course something you didn't have on the previous generation. I mean, that is super nice to rest your arm against. Then we're gonna have some open pore wood down below that. We have some color contrast with this brown color. The rest is also going to be leather wrapped, and then we have our Ultimate badge, which is something new that I really have never noticed that on a Denali Ultimate. I don't think they ever really branded it as a Denali Ultimate, so I'm happy to see that they do have that on this model. We have some more brown leather, and then that flows down into our metal speaker grille. This is going to have a Bose audio system, and I love the metal speaker grills. You know, we are a fan of metal speaker grills here on the Car Confections channel, and really the Ram is the only truck to have that, so I'm super excited to see that GMC is throwing that in on this fully loaded model. Now, let's talk about the interior itself. We do have a lot of tech going on as well. So before I run out of breath, let's go ahead and get to this. We have a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Let's see if I can get it to turn on here for you. Okay, so yeah, we have a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. It has a really nice design. You're going to see the animation. Ah, look at it. And then look, you have all these really cool Denali elements. It had the actual coordinates of Denali National Park, and then that integrates into your GMC display there. Now, as far as the steering wheel, you will notice this is about the same design as what we had last year. We do have some aluminum trim here, but you're noticing that we have this and that sensor right there. That's because this GMC Sierra is going to have Super Cruise, which of course was not available before. It was really only available in the Cadillac Escalade, and they have brought that down to these pickup truck models. So that will give you hands-free driving abilities, and it's a very advanced semi-autonomous driving system that uses LiDAR sensors, even more so than stuff like a Tesla, which uses a camera-based setup. Now, of course, your steering wheel is going to be power adjusting. We also have power adjusting pedals, I believe. I can't really see the button for it. We're also going to have a head-up display. And then let's talk about the center console area. As you can see, we have some more of that beautiful brown leather. Then you're going to notice we have our wireless phone charger integrated here. This is a different setup than what we had last year. Then if we open up the center console, you will have a GMC license plate, and you have this storage area as well as a bazillion cubic feet right down here, so you can fit as many coupons as you're ever going to need in that center console. We also have 2 USB ports as well as a household style outlet inside of there. All right, we're also going to have cup holders as well as a storage cubby right here. You're not going to run out of storage space in the Sierra. And big news here, we have an electronic shifter instead of the column mounted shifter in the pre-refresh model. This has a really nice feel in the hand. It definitely gives this truck a more upscale experience than just a traditional column mounted shifter for sure. Then you have your trailer brake controller down below that. Going up, we have our start-stop switch. I've never seen a start-stop switch that looks like this, but I love it. It's a toggle, and you can just like push down. Of course, we don't have the key in this model, and then going over, we have heated and ventilated seats as you would expect. We also have a heated steering wheel. Here are your climate controls. And then if we can get the display to turn on again, I'm going to open the door up. This is a 13.4-inch display for this Denali Ultimate model, and it is high resolution. As you can see with this graphics, it has a lot more processing power, high resolution. It's a huge upgrade over the previous model, and I also assume you would have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. Going up, we have an auto-dimming mirror. It's a frameless design. And then up top, we're going to have a standard size moonroof. I would love for them to add a panoramic setup, but unfortunately that is not on this Denali Ultimate. However, what is on the Denali Ultimate is an Alcantara suede headliner. So that's once again a really bougie touch that we've really only seen in the Ram 1500. All right, now of course the rear area is going to be a really nice place to spend time in the Denali Ultimate. Now, of course, in terms of space, they haven't changed that, so it's going to be the same as the pre-refresh model, but I do want to point out a few bougie touches that you're going to get here with the Denali Ultimate. Check out the door trim. This, of course, is going to carry over the same materials as the front. So we have a leather wrapping up on the top, we have open pore wood, we have a really nice armrest and another metal speaker grill, so happy to see that. And then we're also going to have a leather wrapped assist handle. I mean, who does that? That's super nice to see thrown in. We're also going to have heated seats. There is still no ventilation though, so that is a little bit disappointing. The Tundra Capstone and Ram both have that now, but we do still have USB ports as well as our vents. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. So this is not changed for the refresh model. We're still going to have a 6.2 liter awesome V8. We've tested this out in many different GM products. It sounds phenomenal. So we look forward to testing that out extensively when we get our hands on one of these to do a full review. But as far as that, the power is going to stay the same. We're looking at 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. So pretty standard stuff going on there, but it is a wonderful engine. Now, if you're curious about when you can get one of these Sierra Denali Ultimates, it is going to be in production starting very soon. So we would expect to see these at dealers within really just a few months. As far as the pricing is concerned, we're looking at around $68,000 for something fully loaded like this Denali Ultimate. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, we would really appreciate if you did that. Please smash that subscribe button down below. Also follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We have a lot more automotive content there. And we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.